get some of these things started here. I'm starting a couple minutes early today because I want a lot to cover here. So I wanted to kind of give people a few minutes to get in so we can start promptly on 8:30 here. So let me get a few things started. If audio works, let's mute that. All right. So we'll give it a couple minutes here, guys. What's up, Maddie? What's up, Rami? So I'm opening the room a couple minutes early here. We've kind of had it easy the last. Oh, it's funny, CK. So I have it as a stream, and so I saw someone pop in to talk, and I'm like, dang, how'd somebody get in? And I'm like, who the heck is AC? I forgot we changed the name to admin, so it's admin CK. That's hilarious. I'm like, we got hacked. No, yeah, West Coast time, right? Yeah, the I started the room a couple minutes early because the past few days we've had it really easy as far as setting up these ATAs, right? But with the big move we had yesterday, we have some decisions to make, right? So I wanna kind of walk people through. For those that were in the room, you guys seen I was calling that we were due for this pullback for some time. Even so, sorry, I tell you it's pollen. I know it's getting you, CK, but you're probably not missing the pollen. It's still there. Uh, it's the it's that dry grass, right? So, so anyways, we were calling the pullback, right? But I went aggressive purposely because my the key to trading, whether you're using the ATA, whether you're live trading, whatever, whether you have experience or you're new, is not necessarily the setup that's hard or dealing with those situations as like Rami, I know um, it's how to make the decisions to get out of something that's possibly stuck, right? And so if I always just played perfect case scenarios, right, you guys really wouldn't learn anything. I mean, yeah, we'd be doing great, but you can earn money still getting out of getting stuck, right? So I had made a couple of decisions last night. Some of you guys know because I posted them, but we're gonna kind of review those today too. Um, so we're at 8:30 now. You can see even with the fall up here on my screen. Actually, let me got to talk and I didn't load it on my other screen here for old TikTok. Let's see. Let me open it up for you. So we're just gonna join the huddle. There you go, TikTok. Now you can see the screen. Is SPY and Tesla doing puts today? Yeah, we're looking to have a rejection here soon. It had a big pump yesterday, which is funny because somebody told me we were dumping, and I said we're not, and love those trolls. Anyways, so you can see, let's just start really quick. We're doing our assessment, so we have our overall account. I wanted to note, you can see I added some funds. So I added some funds purposefully, and I'm going to talk to you about that right now. Not because I was scared of anything, because you can see my available balance is not far from my total earned balance, right? The account's still up 11%, 241 trades. I also made another decision I wanted to show you. I probably didn't need to do this, but I wanted to do it to show you guys it's okay, right? Um, so if you go to my history, you can see these are the wins that we've had still, but you can see that I did initiate a $10 loss here. So what I did is, as y'all know, Dogecoin scares the crap out of me. And so I didn't like I was in 2 DCA volume with Doge. You had a lot of longs going, right? We were pulling back pretty heavily. So what I did is I reviewed my account and I noticed that ETH took a $12 win. And on top of that, this was just a small little wick catch, so not too bad. And then my BTC, where I always have a hard time, I was looking through this yesterday. There it is. My BTC did a $23 win. So overall, I mean, that's like a $35 win, right? So if I can reduce my volume early and only take $10 hit, I'm still net green. I don't care, right? But I was able to open up a lot of volume with Dogecoin in case it goes parabolic. It doesn't just absolutely destroy me, right? So that was just a decision that I made yesterday. I didn't probably need to make it because actually Doge is doing not too bad right now, but um, so we'll take a look at the quick charts of what happened, and then we'll look at where we're at and the decisions we want to make. So you can see here I had the SPY open. So the SPY, one of the things we talked about yesterday in the room, you can see it continues to make lower lows right here. So, but one of the things is if you go to the higher time frames, right, you can see that we're starting to kind of round a little bit here. So what I want to see is if it breaks above this trend line, which this trend line was held for pretty long, and creates a higher high than this, it could be potentially starting like a little rounding formation here, right? Which would give us a baseline of where to take our calls and where to take our puts. So, and remember what exactly. hmm Yeah. And so one of the things that if you look at the pre-market here, right, we're at that neckline. So a lot of times on these you'll get that push up here like this, then you'll get the rejection retest of the neckline, and then that's where that pump goes, right? So you can see pre-market just keeps climbing, right? And the other thing is the SPY hasn't really quite caught up to the SPX, but the SPX you can see really already has had that curl, and it already kind of created that slightly higher high here, and it also reclaimed its trend line, right? That it's been holding a lot quicker than the SPY did, right? So those are what I'm looking at. And the funny part is you see all this movement, and at the end of the day, the Dixie had its pullback, but then it's just kind of ranging sideways. But the Dixie you can kind of see almost has like its fall, forming its possible bear flag, so that could pull that down, which would push everything up. So all that kind of coincides, right? So we'll flip through just so because we got a lot to cover on the ATAs. Market cap, we've been talking about this for like the whole week. That it can't break this 200 EMA, which has caused that pullback to be pretty imminent. One of the things that we talked about when you're running the ATAs, keep in mind is we did find support at this level, which was previous support. We have a double support here, right, which typically holds pretty freaking strong. So if we do pull back at all, this should be a pretty sick bounce. You can see, you got your 2 points here causing the trend line up, plus you got your support line. This one goes pretty far over that way. Um, so it's kind of a double set support, plus we're super oversold here. So a lot of room to go up there. BTC, you you guys in the room know, I put this trend line out when we started to fall, and it was so cool because you can look and see how close that wick came. I mean, just it's so awesome. We talked about in the room, where was it? When we talked about because we put this for those of you guys that are not members, we put these kind of market guidance and insights out. I think I put it actually in the trading floor. Let's see, let me expand this out. Do, do, do. So, yeah, right here. So we were putting this out, talking about how, it could come down to the lower trend lines. And it was super cool just to see it actually hit those lines. This is my live trader thing that I put out. I'll show you that a little later. Um, so now let's just kind of ETH is really just following BTC. ETH had a little bit of bigger pullback it seemed than BTC, but ETH also has had a lot bigger run up than BTC on this run up here. So this breakdown right here, at the end of the day, ETH is really just ranging in this zone or in the 1530, 1540 sideways like this. But we have a lower level down here that we've yet to retest, right? So at some point we're going to hit this line in the low like 1400 areas. So we'll keep that in mind when we're running ETH. So I wanted to show you guys my live trader. So as you guys seen yesterday, I set up my range on my live trader. And, I know CK, you get this all the time, but, we get the comments of like, oh, why use this technology? I'll just, I can do the same thing with limit orders, whatever. I don't need that. So, okay, I mean, you can try, but If I set up my parameters to take a short if it went above and below this one, to take a long if it went below and above this one, right? If you set a limit order right there, how's your trade doing for you, right? Not so good. The beauty of the ATA on the live trader is it will not take this trade unless it comes back in my favor. So even though I'm long ready, it had its line, it blew past so fast it just ignored it. It won't take it, right? So I did not wake up in the morning to just an absolute shitty trade, right? Because it just the technology right there kept me safe. Now I can identify my range, right? Do some more TA and I can reset this range to make a decision. So currently, sure. Hmm. Yeah. And that's why yeah, and you can run the ATA and BTC too. Part of the setup that I've been covering is BTC is a little more predictable, so I run the live trader on the BTC, and then we do the ATA on all these other ones. But we overextended yesterday and kind of purposely, right? So I want to show you guys. So let's start off here. You look at the side. These are the alerts I'm still running, right? So I still have the Aave long and short, the Doge long. I did stop my Doge shorts. I put that call out yesterday. Um, ETH long, ETH short, LTC long, LTC short, XRP long, XRP short. So let's review all these here. So let's go ahead and pull up our Aave chart. Let's see where we're at, and we'll make some decisions here. All right, so let's see where we are on our long, right? Actually, let's go ahead and mute this long. Let's review the shorts first. So the shorts, you can see, right, it ended up taking a buy, took its DCA. It did get out right here, right? Just missed the fall in Aave, but that's okay. Once it, did its fall, entered again, took a couple good shorts. Currently in a short, right? DCA one, so not too bad. Profit range is pretty close. So I'm not really worried about the Aave shorts. Let's see how many DCAs we have. So we have two DCAs. So we still got one more room to go to tighten that range. So we'll leave the Aave short alone. So the long, look at what I wanted to point out is although the long is deep, right? So it started back here on Aave. As many of you who've been following each day, Aave has been super frustrating, but with the longs for some reason. But I want to mark out, look at the DCA points, right, that it's had. And then look at this just phenomenal DCA. So even though this long has been struggling, right, it did an amazing DCA right off of the support line. If y'all remember, this was the third DCA that I set up to allow, and it hit literally perfectly, right? So that's why I set up that DCA. It moved my entries all the way from 81 all the way down to 78, right? So when we're pretty much 76, so we're not too far. So I'm gonna let Aave long just play out. I don't have another DCA. I don't really want to set up another DCA yet. I will set up a potential fourth DCA if I were to see this to continue to break down, right? But we'll play that card as it goes. Other than that, I'll just let it play out. We had a nice bounce here. We might curl here, create a higher low, and get out there. So I'm not going to touch Ave. Like I said, it did really well on the shorts. We're stuck in the long. This is going to be a big trade because the volume's a little higher now, which is great because of the third DCA. So once this actually hits up into this TP range, it should be a big win. So we'll keep you guys posted on that one. But I'm not going to touch Ave, so we'll leave that one going. So we'll load up. What's the next one? Doge. Let's talk about Doge and why I made certain decisions. So Doge, look at it, not even on the chart. Okay. So let's evaluate this long. So the long, if you can see, it did a buy here. It did its DCA fairly quickly, right? So Doge is kind of weird. This is why I always tell you guys, Doge is uh, not my favorite to run, although it does earn really well because it just runs all over the place. It's because of how quickly it can move, it can tend to fake some things out, right? And so this one chose to DCA up at this area here, and then it chose to DCA on a bounce right here, right? Um, it's basically how I had the range set up, right? So it didn't expand it further like I had Aave, because Aave setting I had a little bit further on my DCA percent. I had this one down at like 5 or 600 to do the two. So that ended up putting it a little closer than I like. That's why I had originally decided to shave some volume, because if I need to add another DCA, I have that volume to do so. I probably still won't add a DCA unless it gets into this range. That's why I have these two marked out. Other than that, I'm just gonna let this long just kind of do its thing. I mean, the nice thing is that my TP range is still below where it was consolidating across. So even if we do get a pump up and a rejection off of here, I'm still in take profit. So that's why I'm not too worried about that Doge long. I do have it set up as an existing trade. I don't think I titled that correctly. Let's check. No. So let's go. All you have to do is just hit edit if you wanted to do a name thing, and we'll just title it existing because you guys know I like to make sure I have those. Um, so that's the Doge long. I did stop taking Doge shorts, but I wanted to show you Doge short. Look at this. So Doge short actually took profit here. Now the reason why it took profit, one, it's done really well anyways since we started it up. But this one actually, we have a built-in protocol on our take profits, which is called TP7. So TP7 is this one right here. I had it at 300. Hindsight, right? I wish I did more, but TP7 is like a ceiling. When it hits it, it's going to take that profit no matter what. And if I could take TP7 all day, fine by me. So that's why I closed out. This was a really good win for Doge. And then it's, now it's jumped back in and it's already taken some shorts. We're currently in a short here, but again, remember I have stopped my shorts. So if you look, I don't have the short alert. So therefore, if you look on my account, if we go to the trading ATA to look at what open trades I have, you always want to every now and then just correlate what's on your dashboard with your trading view, so that way you can make sure you're good. So we'll find Doge, see we have no shorts, so we're just long. So we know that we're not doing the shorts. We took our profit on this one and we kind of got out of that and we're just hanging on now. I may turn my shorts back on, but what I would like to see for me to turn my Doge shorts back on would be this to come up a little bit into this range, and then I'll activate those shorts again. But until then, I'm just gonna kind of hang on to good old Doge. Um, Ethereum, let's take a look at Ethereum. We know Ethereum got out in a pretty good profit win, so let's see how it did. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do. Let's assess the shorts first. So if you guys, whenever you're looking at it, always just mute one or the other. It makes it easier for you to be able to see what you're working with, right? So we'll stretch this out. All right. So that's the fall. Let's pull it up here. All right, man. Okay, that's why we had a good win. Check this out, right? So Heath actually took a short, perfect DCA, right? Right at the peak here. Caught the fall. Look at how it just let these take profits go, right? And so now this one again, on this candle is the one that we took the profit. So let me zoom into it, right? Right here. But the reason why it took profit on this candle, I didn't necessarily take it here. It hit my TP7, right? That's why it was a big win. So we had two of the trades caught that whole short, right? Aave got psyched out a little bit, took it up here, but we got two that actually took the whole fall. So that's awesome. Which ended up a big win for Ethereum. And then Ethereum jumped back in, got a DCA, got out in profit, and we're currently back into a short, which is actually really close to profit. I mean, it's in the green right now. And you can confirm that, right? So let's go to the ETH and let's just take a look. So we have ETH, we have our short, and you can see we're in the green. So my charts are matching up with what my things do. Look at this right here. You're gonna see it take profit right in front of your eyes, right? So when it crosses this green line, as you guys know, it's gonna have that ability to take profit. So we'll see what she does here. Um, so ETH short, crushing it. I'm gonna yeah. Yeah, it needs 22 seconds and it's gonna have that ability to close it. So ETH, I leave ETH. I don't care really where it goes. Sometimes if it gets super high in the range or super low in the range, then I will make that decision to do it. But ETH is, I always have one, maybe two pairs that I let just rip, right? And then the other ones that I make decisions on, because if I have to fight my way out of one or two pairs, it's not that bad, right? It's not too hard, and I got plenty of the margin to do it, so I'm not too worried on it. So shorts did really well. Let's see where our long is. So again, ETH did performing super well on its DCA protocols. So it took its long right here. Didn't quite make out. It did get caught in the fall. It did take a DCA one here, um, trying to anticipate this bounce, right? It did have that ability to make that decision. DCA two so far was placed perfectly, and you can see from an entry of 1651, our entry now has moved all the way down to 1586. I mean, that moved the entry, what, almost $70. So, I mean, it definitely did its job, right? I mean, we're not that far. We just need, what's that, a little over 20 bucks, and we're out in profit, and it's a DCA too, right? So, I'm not gonna initiate any other DCAs. I don't know, actually, let me see. Yeah, I don't have DCA 3 on there yet. Um, for ETH, if you want to assess where it will take the DCA, you can hit this DCA button, click on the black. Let's just see where it throws this white line, right? You're going to see a white line appear. There it is. So this is where it would enable potentially a DCA 3. I don't like that close. I'm going to initiate a DCA 3, but I'm going to push this thing down a little bit. Let's put it at like 1,000. Let's see where that line goes. This was the white line that we're looking for. I'd like to see it maybe right above this support line. So 1,000 is a little bit too much. So I'm purposely doing this because I want to show you guys how you can add to it, but you can also make that decision to use your TA on where to put that line. So let's click off here. There you go. So now what I've done is I've said, okay, ETH, not too bad. Entry's in a pretty good spot. Either you're gonna get out, or if you bounce off of this support line right here, I'll give you the power to DCA one more time. So whenever you make a change to your edit here, you want to come into here. So we edited the ETH long. Super simple. I'm just going to delete my ETH long because I'm ready to roll. And I'm going to hit my alert again, make sure I have the right webhook, which I do. We're going to go ETH long, and we're going to call this one ATA ETH long. And I hit create. You can see how fast I just made that determination to add another DCA. I don't have to modify my candles, I don't have to modify my close time or any of that stuff because my chart still matches. I didn't change anything. I just gave it the power to make one more DCA protocol if it were to pull back further. And if it were to DCA here, this entry is likely to go from 1580 down to the 1550 range, right? Which if we get a good bounce off here, that's going to put me into profit ETH long signal. Um, yeah, so I think I'm good with the ETH longs. So overall, we're set on ETH. Let's make some decisions on. Let's see. LTC has been a beast. I'm pretty sure when I looked at my account, I think LTC did get caught in its long too. So let's see how that long is looking. Okay, so LTC did similar, right? And it seems like it got faked out on the DCA2 protocol. It's just because of how tight I had that range. So I'm okay with it. I don't mind a DCA 3 for LTC, but it would have to be pretty, because this is another one that I don't mind doing a DCA 3. So it would have to be pretty close to this yellow line. Um, so again, so let's see if 900 is around that line. Let's see. So it puts it right here. Maybe this one we need to do a little. Now, if I'm adding a 3, guys, I'm actually trying to make this not super aggressive, right? Because we don't want to add volume unless we know we're near a heavy support line. So about 1,000 looks good for LTC. Puts us right around our support line. So again, I just want, I'm going through these motions because I want to show you guys how simple this is to do. Once I have my chart ready, I just delete my LTC alert, come back in here, LTC long. I'm gonna do ATA LTC long, and I hit create. So we're good. So now we have a plan with LTC. Either we're gonna have a down over up and we're out in profit, or we're gonna come down to this lower support line and choose to DCA again. So don't make these extra ones super aggressive, guys, because you don't want to waste the volume if you don't need to. So so we're good on the longs. Let's mute that. Let's see how it did on the shorts. So again, we had another long DCA. So LTC here, LTC is actually funny. Look at how aggressive it was. So it actually took profit right before the fall, but it said, no, no, I'm hopping in, right? So it took a short, instantly fell, hit TP7, right? Then it reassessed. So it LTC, although it didn't catch the DCA on the fall, which would have been nice, right? It didn't miss the fall. It caught this on a nice TP7 win. So LTC short did really well. Hasn't taken a trade, or actually it's in a trade here. Looks like it just keeps teetering off its uh take profit line here, so we'll keep an eye on it. It's not going to DCA till it gets up into this range, so we'll let it do its thing. But short's looking pretty good. When we talk about range, I may make a decision if I want to stop the shorts on LTC, but we'll see because this was the range that we talked about for the past few days. You can see it broke its trend line, which caused that fall. If you all remember, I haven't touched these trend lines. Look at the bounce that it had right off of our range, right? So we talked about this is the range that we've been doing. So we bounced perfectly off of that range, um, from the high low. So we're still within that range. Now, I would get super concerned about my long had we broken this and we find support lower and then we start to find resistance here. That's when we really need to assess that long and what we need to do. So right now I have that DCA a little bit lower here, so I'm anticipating another possible pullback. We may push up, but if we do to get a pullback, we'll have that DCA protocol and catch the next bounce, and we'll be in good shape. So LTC long and short, like I said, we got our plan. Short, I'm going to let it play out. LTC and ETH are the ones that I just allowed to run. Had this been something like Doge or Matic or Solana, even those ones, I'll make that decision to stop the short because we're just too low in the range to make that to let that roll, right? Um, so so we're good on LTC. Let's what's the next one? XRP. All right, and as you guys see, this is like my little to-do list, right? To remind me which ones I'm doing. So XRP. So we'll open this up and we got our long here. Let's see how we're doing on the long. So on the long, buy DCA, not too bad. I mean, XRP is actually almost out. It's really, really close to profit. I'm not going to enable a DCA 3 on XRP. We'll let this one kind of go for a little bit, and then we'll make that decision either tomorrow, unless it actually gets out, right? So we're just going to leave that. And the reason why is, we have quite a bit of range down here and to fall. So I want to see if we do get another fall, and we start ranging in this area here, then I'll make that decision if I want to DCA further down. Because if it does get down to this range, I need to move this entry like quite a bit, right? So we may have to do like a 5 times DCA again once it gets to here, which would actually pull that down into this range, right, to help get the bounce. So we're just gonna let XRP just kind of do its thing. XRP, look at this, caught the short too, perfectly. So cool. So caught a bunch of shorts here, perfectly entered the short right when it fell, hit TP7 almost instantly. You can see the TP lines didn't even really have time to create. It hit that TP7 line, almost instantly here. Hop back in, doing pretty well in the shorts. We're in a DCA1, but we're really close to profit. So shorts are doing pretty good too. So I'm gonna I think, did I? Yeah, I left the XRP shorts, which is fine. So I did leave the XRP shorts. Now, if you guys notice, I don't have Solana on my chart here. So let me go with, let me load up Solana. So XRP we're not touching. We're in good shape. Let's load up Solana, and I'll show you why I end up stopping all those. So on Solana, when we set this one up yesterday, so here is the longs, right? So you can see where I started it here, right? And so the Solana, I put this one in an existing trade one because this one right here is where we actually took it. It did its DCA, DCA2, and you can see it's almost out in profit. Let me see. I think I still had that one open. Let me check. When in doubt, refer to your dashboard, right? This is what I love about how it's all set up because I don't even really open my exchange. I just go straight to the dashboards. Let's see what we did with Solana. I don't even remember. Yeah, we stayed with the long. So I held the long. I do not have I do not have it running regularly. What I'm doing, and you can see it's not even that deep, right? It's almost out. Um, so I have Solana running on an existing trade. So once it gets out of this one in profit, it's not going to take any more trades. I'll be done with Solana. Now, the shorts, if you notice, I don't see it shows it's in a short. I don't have a Solana short. I had made the determination, I think it was, so it took this one here, took the sell, missed the fall. The moment I saw that it missed this fall, I stopped my alert, right? Because I was not in a trade. So none of this I took. Would have been some decent trades, but I don't like Solana anyways. It's too unpredictable. So being that we're lower in this range, you can see this is our support range that we were following. I didn't like the shorts on this one, so I'm just gonna with Solana, I'm just gonna let this long play out. If it gets into profit, great, BTC long. If not, I'll assess if I want a DCA down here. Currently, I don't want to add another DCA to Solana. When I set up existing trades, I'm super patient with this. I just let it play out. I don't, because I know it's not going to do anything else with it, and I'll assess it each day on what I want to do. So that's what I ended up doing with Solana, and you guys can see. So part of the purpose of me adding funds to my account is at the end of the day, the game is about margin, right? I want to make sure that I have enough margin that I just don't care. I don't have to watch it. I'm not stressed about it, right? And so I have now plenty of margin to add extra DCAs. I can add two DCAs. I can add three, four. I can add five DCAs, right? And I still have plenty of margin, but it allows me to, kind of modify a range if I want to. Now, what for those of you who are not running this, what I'm doing is kind of some minor TA and making decisions, right? And these decisions we also put in our room. We actually hold these huddles. We tell you guys what we're doing and why we're doing it, right? So it's part of the learning how to trade. Um, Now, if I don't want to learn how to trade and I just want to run defaults, you can do that too. You don't have to go through these every single day. I just do it because I want to maximize profits. We get some people. I had a few people that they're busy and they just run defaults and they're earning really well, but then when they see us showing these 11% gains, they're like, well, I'm only at like 6 or 7, like how do I get 11? I'm like, well, I mean, you have to be, you get out of what you put into it, right? So I mean, what I'm doing is I'm using the technology to learn a little bit to maximize my profits. Whereas you can run defaults and still earn awesome, right? And do nothing. And then there's a lot of people that they just set it up and don't touch it, and then they just keep an eye on the community here and there. And if something does get stuck, they just reach out. But you definitely can be super hands off with it. You don't have to be as involved as I am. I'm just showing you how when you do get even just a little more involved. I mean, think about this, guys. I spend what 30 minutes. I mean, yeah, hit 30 minutes, and we just reevaluated all these pairs. And you don't have to run that many pairs. I mean, I'm running like 7, right? And it took us 30 minutes, and then I'm done for the day. I already made my decisions. I set my parameters, and I go about my day. So even if you're working a lot, right? I mean, if you can squeeze out 15 minutes to deal with two pairs to set up some settings every day or every few days, I mean, that's more than enough. I mean, we spend more time watching our Netflix shows and doing things that don't gain any value, right? So um, just think about that time management of what you're going to get out of it. So but all the materials there. I know we're at our 30 minutes, so I don't want to go too much past, but I will show for those that are new, and you're a little intimidated because there's a lot of stuff that we're going through on this huddle. We have training courses here. You can see under the training courses, we have a full setup of how to do everything we're doing. They're not super long videos. I mean, like I can come in here and let's click like setup and management, how to add your ATA trader to Botjock. It links out to YouTube. and you can see the video here is just what, 4 minutes, right? So um, we've kind of did a little revamp on the training to make the questions very specific to what you might need. So that way you're only having to look for the problem that you're having or the question that you have, right? So that way you can make it a little quicker. So very, very detailed, extensive training sections. We talk about what futures is, what spot is, all that stuff. So if you're new, this is all intimidating. We got you. Come on in. We still got a lot of training that you can go through. On top of the training, we don't just leave you hanging. This is all the guidance that we do. We put this out every morning. Um, so we'll have that guidance. I wanted to go through for those this morning in our room. I wanted to go through it on this call, and then I'm gonna kind of put that out for this morning as far as what we talked about. But we have all the insights. On top of the insights, we do our signal calls. I want to show you guys this too. So the big fall that we had, right? This was last night, 13 hours ago. We put out a short call in our room, 23,412. BTC's trading at 22.3. We literally called this, I think it was what, 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes before that fall. Saw this double top coming, losing steam, a lot of high wicks, right? I mean, all the signs were there. We put that call out in the room. You can see, I mean, right after we called it, literally see the same formation, right? Started the fall 23.2, and then I mean it just went from there, right? Um, Same thing with ETH. We put it out 1644. ETH is trading at 1573. We called this one out. ITM, you can see immediately after we call, boom, TP5. So, we give a lot of guidance out in the room, to the community just to, make sure that, while you're learning or while you're working, I mean, we don't just throw you to the wolves, right? We give you signals, we give you the training, we give you the technology. I mean, really anything that you need. So, with that said, it is 9:03. I don't want to go too much past to respect people's time. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the circle call here that we had, and then for the community guys, let me take a look. Yep, looks like we're all good. So we'll end it on circle here. For those of you on TikTok, I know you all look like you've been asking a lot of questions here. Just give me a moment. So we'll cut off of circle here, guys. You guys got all you need. Let's get at it today, and then look for that guidance here again shortly. And for those of you on TikTok, hang out for a minute, and I will continue with you guys to answer questions. So appreciate your guys' time, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. I won't be doing the huddle, so we'll be back to just the huddles, Monday through Friday. And so we'll see you Monday again to reassess. If there's anything that pops up as far as these ATAs, though, I'll throw it out though. But appreciate it, guys. Have a good day.